Okay, this is my third attempt to make a video regarding this Melbourne recliner chair that we got from Haggerty's about 5 years ago. It has worked great, but up until recently, we had some problems with, first of all, the USB port here stopped working on the switch. And then several months later, very recently, the back headrest stopped working. The adjustment for the back part of this recliner, this goes back and forth. You can see there's some space there. So my first thought was, okay, the switch has gone bad. It went from being bad with the USB, and then now it's also bad in the back. So I ordered a new switch. Since we were definitely going to have to replace the switch no matter what. And I was able to do a few tests when I got that in, so I didn't actually need to take this out. I could just unplug in the back and plug the new switch in and test the mechanism that way. It's very easy to do. So I did that, and I was able to ascertain that the USB was now functioning on the new switch. And I also could tell that it was actually the motor, not the switch, that was the problem for the back of this chair, which is surprising because it's been, very, well, maybe it's partly because it's very rarely utilized. It's the kind of thing that, you don't need that adjustment very often. So I would say that the main function of the recliner was used very often, and then the adjustment of the backrest was much rarer. Maybe that's why the motor didn't last. Who knows? In any case, the task now is to replace the motor. And I could not find, for the life of me, any video on YouTube that even had this model of chair, let alone this particular motor replacement. This is the new one. And shout out to Haggerty's, where we bought this recliner. They were very accommodating and putting in a ticket and getting us this motor in short order. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they only charged us for the shipping, which was about $19, something like that. So that's really great news. So then the next task is to take the old motor out. And I've just now succeeded in, I was looking for my flashlight. Let me get my flashlight, it'll be easier to see. So this motor is held on by pins. You can see there's a pin in the back there, down there. This thing will focus. That pin holds it in, and then there was a pin right here that I just knocked out. And if I can figure out what I did with it, I will show it to you. Oh, it's over here also. So here's the pin. There's no cotter pin. Actually, instead it has this little ball that you can depress and easily remove it. So this motor was under some tension here. So getting this one out was more difficult. And by which I say it was not that difficult at all, actually, really. But it had some tension. It didn't just pull right out. I had to actually use a Phillips head and a rubber hammer and just knock it a few times to get it to come out. And it came out just fine. And as I guessed, once that was done, the back part of it is much more flexible. And I feel like it would be a short process to get that second piece out, and then I can replace the motor. I'll show you that in just a minute. So as predicted, the motor came out very easily. That second pin was no problem at all. And then it's just a matter of undoing a small Phillips head that holds the wire pretty tightly against the base here. So you kind of have to take that out in order to get the wire free. It plugs in right there. That's the plug. So you just unplug it. It's pretty easy. And then you can thread the thing back through there and just pull the motor straight out. So that's what I did. And if you want to see what the little, here's the mechanism that held the wire in, and that's the screw that held it in. Okay, so this is the new motor, and it's not pinned on either end. I've threaded the power cord through that slit back there, so it's just hanging down. What I'm going to do next, I wish I could show you this in real time. Maybe we can figure out a way. But I'm just going to put the pin back in the lower one. And then what I'm going to do is plug it back in and adjust using the switch. I'll adjust the length of this thing so that it comes right to the right place, so that the other cotter pin will go in much more easily than it came out. And I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, the new motor is in. As I guessed, it was very easy to put it in on the bottom. You just you thread the line through, and you could just push that pin right through by hand. There's no resistance. And once that's in, then you need to make sure, plug it in. That's what I had to do. I plugged it in, gave it power again, and then I used the mechanism on the adjustment to move that, to move the portion that needs to intersect here, because it wasn't in the right spot. So you just have to extend the actuator just enough so that those holes line up. And what I ended up doing to make sure that it was absolutely right is I pushed pretty hard on the front of this to the front range of its motion, and then I extended it out to the place where the pin would fit, and then the pin went right in. And I think at that point I just tested the range of motion, which looks like it's just what it's supposed to be. And everything is complete now except for putting that wood screw back in and buttoning up the bottom part of this project. So there you go. That's how it's done.